Hey guys, Jonah here with another beer review, and welcome to Sunday. Got my biker's cap. This is a chopper's cap, but it's motorbikes because MotoGP was in town today. Well, not in this town, but they were on the telly, and yeah, fantastic racing, just ridiculous racing out of Germany. But anyway, beer-wise, we're doing the last one from the Yorkshire box. Seemed like a long time ago. Doesn't say the month on there. I opened this box, and we are now onto the last one. So there will be a review, well, a beer of the box coming out where I do my top 3 out of that box. But we are looking at a beer by these guys, as you know from the title, Kirkstall Brewing, which previously, for some reason, I thought was a Scottish brewer, but of course it isn't. It's over in Leeds, which is cool. And we are looking at this one. Oops, if it will focus, there we go. Virtuous Grapefruit. It's a session IPA, which, to be honest, isn't my favourite kind of beer, but it's got some fruit. It's got some grapefruit in there. So the hops here are Citra, Mosaic, and Simcoe. There's a bit of orange from the Simcoe there. The grapefruit edition of Kirkstall's core session IPA, Virtuous. The grapefruit adds aromatic and zesty new dimensions to this clean West Coast style session IPA. So what the hell's that? WCSS IPA. Wakasipa. What the hell? Gluten-free, vegan-friendly, tropical fruit, pine, and citrus, which is cool. Back in the day, we used to get a lot of West Coast IPAs, a lot of Cascade. There was some Citra around, but a lot of it was Cascade, which has that kind of citrus, grapefruity thing going on. So by adding the grapefruit, and I don't know if it's grapefruit juice or grapefruit pith or something like that, who knows. Here is the can, which is pretty cool. If it will focus on there we go. Sort of, I don't know what those things are. Are they petals? Oh, no, they're grapefruits, aren't they? Grapefruits with petals, which I guess they're grapefruit petals, but or leaves could be. It's freaking me out because they're not green, they're kind of light blue, which is crazy. But anyway, quite a nice logo. And what have we got here? Grapefruit edition of our session IPA, blah, 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 blah. Any ingredientes? No, doesn't say. 4.5% on the ABV. I have had this in the fridge a long time, probably over a month. And what I've done, because it's got grapefruit, I wasn't 100% sure what it was. So I kept turning it upside down, turning it upright, turning, like over days, over months. But because I've done that, I'm going to give it a bit of a pressure test because I was worried that it might explode. Not too bad. It was a hiss, but it didn't explode anywhere, which is cool, and the gang. So we will see if mixing that has made any kind of difference at all. Let's chuck it in the glass. Whoops. I'm going to go for a reasonably aggressive pour. There we go. No, it is reasonably clear. I mean, it's a little bit cloudy, but it's reasonably clear. Am I going to be able to do one of these today? Not really. Oh, I've dribbled a bit down the side. Never a good thing, eh? There we go. There's a cheeky thing there to do for the front of this video. As you already know, good finger's head there of lovely pure white fluffy head. Look at that. That is. Let's focus on the head. There we go. Lovely stuff. Because there's no ingredients, I'm not sure what the malt bill is. Actually, you know what I think? Because it's been in the fridge for so long, the glass is kind of frosted up a little bit. No, to you guys, it's going to look very opaque, but I can kind of see a little bit through there. And this is all about the citrus, the grapefruit, lovely stuff like that. I'm also getting a bit of kind of, might be my imagination, yeastiness maybe, but predominantly it's going to be that citrus goodness. So I kind of like what they've done here. They haven't put, apart from the Simcoe, which is more orangey, they haven't put any Cascade or Centennial, which is super Cascade, as you probably already know, dear viewer, using Citra. But that is the world's most commonly grown hop. So I'm not surprised. Easiest to get hold of as well. Fandabby daisy. Let's dive in, guys. Oh, before I do that, please think about subscribing. Click the link down below. Look at my back catalogue. Video-wise, we're not quite at 1,000. I said in a previous video we'd hit 1,000. On Untapped, you're more than welcome to follow me on Untapped. I've gone way over 1,000, getting up near sort of 1,300 beers, but reviewed on camera, we're not quite at 1,000. So there's going to be something special happening for the 1,000th video. But until then, dear viewer, cheers and beers on a Sunday. We'll see what we get. Ooh. That's really weird. So up front, I'm getting the Citra, I'm getting that green, that hedgerow, that kind of piney thing going on. Then it drops down into some nice bitterness. Now, I think perhaps that's coming from the Simcoe, and it's kind of that fruity, that oranginess, maybe mixed with the grapefruit that's kind of fooling my my taste buds into, yeah, sort of mouth-watering kind of juicy bitterness. Because what I was getting on the nose, I'm definitely not getting in the mouth. So I'm getting that sort of fruity kind of bitterness thing going on, like I say, like biting into an orange or something. That feeling, but without the orangey taste or the grapefruity taste. Tailing out, there's a little bit of that kind of pith. There's a little bit of tropical fruit, tropical notes there. But weirdly, I was expecting everything to be kind of up front in the mouth, and it isn't at all. Interesting beer, very interesting. Not what I was expecting at all. And it's a session beer, so 4.5%. Did I say 4.5 or 4.3 or something? No, 4.5. Yeah, you can knock one of these back pretty quickly. And that finish is super smooth. We even have some nice fat tide lights. One here, big one there, and another big one there, which is a good sign. The ingredients, it doesn't say. I'm sort of thinking there isn't too much going on in the malt bill here. And to be honest, I can't remember what the malt bill. I think I have had this in its normal state before. You'll have to check Virtuous in the back catalogue, but I think I've drunk it before. And I can't remember if there was oat or wheat in there, but it doesn't taste like there's too much in there, if there is any. Although sweetness isn't the word, and I guess if there was a little bit, yeah, it's more juicy than creamy, put it that way. But it's a session IPA, so quite light as well. It's weird though that that hop forward front bit was really just, I wasn't expecting it, but then it's supposed to be a West Coast style IPA, so maybe I should have expected it. but then the drop is just woomph, like watery mouthfeel, juiciness. Really cool beer. I like this one. And there is the third timeline from my third sip. 1, 2, 3. Boom. That is a really nice fresh beer. Good for a Sunday because obviously I'm going to work tomorrow. And very unusual because let me see if I can find that article reasonably quickly. It is on page 40, I believe. Yep, on the Yorkshire Beer 52 box, if you guys are playing along at home. And within here, especially towards the end, it's talking about Kirkstall Brewery, and there's a picture up here. After the pandemic and going into the kind of credit crunch, which is where we are at the moment, they said they're going back to more traditional kind of brewing and that kind of stuff. But this beer is definitely, well, it's a kind of traditional West Coast style. Oh, pardon me, but not a traditional Yorkshire beer by any means. If you can get hold of some of this, dun, dun, dun. Well, let's focus. There we go. And it's gone out of focus because it's focusing on me. Why not? If you can get hold of some of that beer, give it a go because I think that's a really, really nice summer beer. It's kind of like an alternative to a kind of Radler kind of beer. Or Radler's more as kind of cider, isn't it? But imagine that kind of fruit-laden beer. That is exactly what that kind of is. I can't remember what the word for that is. There is a sort of beer stroke fruit mix. Hey, for those trendy people. And for those of you following on Untapped, I was actually at a trendy bar. Well, reasonably trendy, by the marina in Ramsgate. And yeah, really, really strange place. But maybe I'll tell you guys about that another time. Guys, take care of each other. It's the end of the weekend. We're going to be starting another new work week tomorrow. But until then, why don't I have a beer? And remember, it does make you smarter.